Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jennifer Huber, also known as Solo Travel Girl, and since June of 2022, I've been taking Mounjaro to manage my type 2 diabetes, and I've been documenting that experience. So happy Easter, everyone, for those of you who celebrate. I hope you had a great week. Before I get into this week's update, I just want to remind you about my disclaimer that I am not a healthcare professional, and I'm just sharing my personal experience and opinions about using Mounjaro to manage my type 2 diabetes. Also, I have no relationship with the drug manufacturer, Eli Lilly. Other than going on their website, I don't know anything else about Eli Lilly. I've never emailed them or called them as well. All right, so let's get to it. It is week 41 of Mounjaro, and I don't know how much longer this ride will continue. When I talked to my healthcare or my health insurance a couple weeks ago, they said that I'm pre-authorized for the medication until August. That has nothing to do with the savings coupon or anything, but that I am pre-authorized through August. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I just finished up week 41, and I finished up week 1, part 2, at the 5 milligrams. I had taken 24 weeks at 10 milligrams. I was hoping to get another box of the 10 milligrams of Mounjaro. If you recall last week's video, the 10 milligram was on back order for 2 weeks. And if you caught my short that I posted, Mondays are my injection day. I called the pharmacy on Monday after I called them the week before, and they said that they didn't know when 10 milligrams was going to come in, that they've been ordering it every day for me, that there wasn't any supply in Southwest Florida, which I do find hard to believe, and that they did have 5 milligrams available. They also didn't know when 7.5 or 12.5 would be in stock. So I reached out to my doctor on Tuesday. I reached out to her on Monday. I apologized for not planning ahead for that because I really thought CVS was going to come through. And so she did get me a 5 milligram order. I picked it up Tuesday night. And after I did my copay and walking away, the pharmacist said that, oh yeah, we just got 10 milligrams in. We just don't know when it's coming in. So I guess it was allocated for other patients. But I guess I shouldn't feel so bad because there was a woman or a Mounjaro patient who was also on Medicare. They were getting 2 months supply, and they knew they had to pay $2,000 for it. So I only had to pay $45 for mine. So I'm looking at the bright side, right? But with the 5 milligrams, I stayed the same weight this week. I'm still at 136 pounds, meaning I've lost over 60 pounds. I started at 197, and I can't believe that. 136, and I guess that's good. I'd still want to gain a couple pounds. I did have some hunger issues. I guess we'll talk about that when I get to my nutrition this week. But, we'll just talk about it now. I did feel hungry on obviously Tuesday, which was injection day, Tuesday and Wednesday, and then Saturday and today I felt hungry. I'm sure I'll feel hungry tomorrow because now my injection day is Tuesday. I'm not sure how I feel about that for this week because if you remember, I'm working on this huge project at work, and basically it's coming to fruition Tuesday night and all day Wednesday, so I want to make sure I'm tip-top shape. But you know what, it's only the 5 milligrams, and I didn't have any side effects this week with it, so I should be okay with the Tuesday. But yeah, so I was hungry, and what was nice though is, even though I felt really hungry, it just took a couple bites of a meal or just a properly portioned meal to satisfy that hunger, that I didn't have to go all crazy, which is good. And I had a craving for a Subway sub, so I love their turkey subs, and I get them with the banana peppers and green peppers and lettuce, tomato, and they don't have spicy mustard anymore, but I get mustard on it. I don't get any cheese. and I got the whole grain roll, and I don't know, it just tasted bad, had no flavor to it. So I don't know if that's a carryover from when I had COVID last year, or maybe it's just not appealing to me anymore. Maybe my sense of taste is changing with the Mounjaro. Who knows? But anyway, I didn't gain any weight. I didn't lose any weight. So here I am. I guess the real test will be this week and the week after. Did I skip a part? No. Exercise. Exercise. A lot of walking this past week, walking with my dog. And yesterday, I couldn't believe it. I walked over 24,700 steps, which is over 11 miles. And yesterday, I took a nature walk in my community, the city of Northport. They offer these free nature walks in local parks that they operate. So that was nice. And then I went out to the Peace River Botanical and Sculpture Gardens. I hope you saw that short video, but if you didn't, you can see right here that I ran with the flamingos. There is a new exhibit and it features Southwest Florida artist Leoma Lovegrove, and I've known Leoma well over a decade from my tourism industry days. The Lee County Tourism Office would bring her to different shows, especially abroad, or actually I think she did a meeting show that we did. I used to work for Visit Florida, the tourism office for the state of Florida, and we brought her to a meeting event, I recall. And basically she'd do live paintings for people and drawings, and so it was nice seeing her artwork in Punta Gorda at the Botanical Gardens. But she had posted a video of herself putting the camera in slow motion and running along the flamingos. So that's what I did, and that's what you just saw, me running in slow motion with the flamingos. But yeah, in addition to that, I picked up a freelance writing assignment, and they want us to submit a photo with our written content. And I always prefer to take the photos myself. That way you don't get into copyright issues. Or sometimes when you call a business and they'll say, or you ask for a high-res image and they say, well, just take it off my website. And if you don't know, it's not a high-res image, high-resolution image if you're downloading something from a website. So I was trying to track down basically a floating tiki bar in Charlotte Harbor. I look on there. I've been trying to chase them down. Well, I've chased them down for 3 days. I finally caught them yesterday. But I look at their schedule. When I go out to the dock, they're not there, or I see them off in the distance. So anyway, I walked a lot in Punta Gorda yesterday along the Peace River trying to get a picture of this boat. I finally got them, docked at the boat, talked to the captain, the boat was docked, and I talked to the captain, so I got that. Then I came home and walked my dog after I walked my dog in the morning, and then I walked him in the evening. So I ended up with over 24,700 steps. And I felt it last night as well. All right, glucose. Even though I'm down to the 5 milligrams, I basically had in the 80s this week, which I was happy about. It's going to be interesting to see what happens this coming up week and the week after, to see if it's just if my glucose will still be down or in the 80s. And I need to remember that a lot of this is me. It's just not the medication making things work with me, that it's me changing what I'm eating and exercising more, just changing those habits, and also getting some more sleep, which I know I'm not going to get much sleep until maybe Thursday or so. So yeah, so we talked about exercise, we talked about glucose, talked about nutrition. Oh, if you saw my short, today's Easter, and us diabetics, we really shouldn't be eating chocolate, but we do. I do. I did grab a Cadbury egg earlier in the week. I haven't found a Reese's peanut butter egg. Maybe I'll get something on clearance tomorrow if there's any left. But I went to Norman Love's Confection in Sarasota because I got some chocolates for work, and I noticed that they had no sugar added dark chocolate. And I love dark chocolate, so I picked up a couple items for myself, and I had some of that earlier this afternoon, and they were tasty. They were obviously very dark chocolate, but I love that bitterness to it. I bet it'd be good s'mores, although, the marshmallow is not good for a s'more, but I wish they made a sugar-free marshmallow. That would be awesome. Anyway, so that's That's all I've got to say about nutrition right there. All right, so I talked about how I felt hungry this week, and how I did feel satisfied or so. So what is my future dosage with Mounjaro? Well, the pharmacist told me that the 7.5 milligrams is more in demand than the 10 milligrams, and it's more difficult to get the 7.5 than the 10. So I'm probably going to be on the 5 milligram dose for at least another month, because I and my healthcare provider, they don't want to put me on 5 and then go to 10 by bypassing 7.5. I don't know, maybe my body will be okay with that. And I do know that a lot of you are going through the same issues with accessibility to Mounjaro. It's not necessarily your insurance or the savings card or finances. It's just the physical availability. And yeah, I do have some opinions about that. You know, I do hope everyone who needs Mounjaro is able to access it, but I kind of think there should have been a different release plan, so to say, with Eli Lilly, in that, I mean, I know the medication right now is only authorized for, or only approved for, people with type 2 diabetes like me, and that doctors have been prescribing it off-label. I know I know physical people who have told me that their doctors told them that, well, I'm just going to say that you're type 2 diabetic so I can get you this medication so you can lose a few pounds. And what that does is it depletes the supply for those of us who are on it and who actually need the medication. If you just need to lose 5 pounds, I hate to tell you, but you really don't need to be on Mounjaro. Maybe if there's Mounjaro coming out of the woodwork and they step up production, okay, but you know, you're taking it away from diabetics who need medication. Do I want to leave on that note? Oh my gosh, a little controversy. Oh, I do want to show you, yes, that is it for the updates. I'll probably be on 5 milligrams for next month. But here's some video from my shark diving experience with Florida Shark Diving. It only shows one shark at a time, but there were 2 bull sharks, and it was just an amazing experience. I'm going to post a longer video to YouTube. And what it was, I didn't take a camera with me. My GoPro is from 2009, so there's been several generations after that. And I thought, well, should I buy a new GoPro or should I just pay them? Because I figured if I pay the guide, that they're probably going to have more experience than that, or than me. And plus, with the GoPro, I don't know if you have experience with the GoPro, but their battery life is not so good. So anyway, I think that's enough rambling for tonight. Thank you so much for your comments. I know I have catching up to do again. I do appreciate you. I hope you're having a good journey. I know there's some ups and downs along the way, especially if you're starting out, but just hang in there. And for those of you who also have the issue of availability, I hope it clears up for you as well. It is frustrating and it's annoying, and I don't know what the solution is other than not being on it and going back onto what we were before, but I don't know if that's really a solution. I don't know, not sure. But anyway, have a great week. Be kind to others, but importantly, be kind to yourself. Be well. Bye.